when he was nominated for this Pat Tillman Award, ESPN, a sports broadcaster in the US, they cited his work with Invictus Games over the last decade, and the important role that's played within the military community. Jake Wood, a former Pat Tillman Award recipient, said, "He's a royal prince. There are 100 different things he could have done with his life after service in the British Armed Forces, but he's chosen to dedicate a big portion of his post-military life to helping veterans." And I think that is worth remembering, that Harry he had so many different avenues available to him, and he has chosen to focus on helping the military community and veterans as much as possible.
It's his passion, isn't it? I think it absolutely is his passion, and the Invictus Games is something he's really dedicated to, and he's going to continue to be dedicated to. We've just had we're going to have the Winter Games in Canada.
Yeah, in Vancouver in 2025.
In 2025, and I'm sure he will come back to the UK and do various events with perhaps Team GB. He's obviously got Scotty's Little Soldiers, as we've already mentioned. And it's a situation where if he was still a working member of the royal family, all of us would be praising him beyond belief with the amount of, work he's done and championing veterans, putting their cause, their concerns in the spotlight for others to then dissect. And I think it's something which perhaps a lot of people are not giving him credit for, purely because of all the kind of problems that have happened over the last 4 years or so. But I think it'll be really interesting to hear from or see how other members of the royal family think about Prince Harry's work with the Invictus. A lot of the criticism I get online sometimes when talking about Prince Harry and the Invictus Games is remembering how it launched, being part of the Royal Foundation with the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, now Prince and Princess of Wales, of course. But then it is Prince Harry who's taken it off of the Royal Foundation and made it its own kind of separate organisation that he is very much heading up.
Hello, Royal Sussex Squad family. Welcome back to your safe space, the place where we uplift, where we support, where we celebrate the strength, dignity and grace of Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan, no matter what storms are swirling out there. I am so thrilled to have you here today because we have an incredible, meaningful and emotional story to talk about. One that shows us once again the kind of man Prince Harry is, the kind of heart he carries, and the kind of example he's setting for the world. If you are here with us for the first time, hit that subscribe button now, because here at Royal Sussex Squad, we don't play when it comes to truth, love and justice. We expose the lies, we celebrate Harry and Meghan, and we stand against the hate machine that's been churning out cruelty for far too long. And don't forget to hit that super thanks if you're able. It keeps our channel going, it keeps this community strong, and it helps us keep telling these important stories that the mainstream media would rather you didn't hear. So let's take a deep breath and get into it. Prince Harry, a man who has been through fire, who has been vilified, misrepresented, lied about and betrayed at levels most of us can barely even imagine, is once again showing what true nobility looks like. Because while others might cling to bitterness, while others might continue to stoke division, Harry is offering an olive branch, a genuine, heartfelt gesture. He's preparing to invite his family, King Charles, Prince William, to the 2027 Invictus Games in Birmingham. Now think about that. Let that sink in for a moment. This is a man who has every reason to say, enough, I've been hurt enough, I've been attacked enough, I've been cast out enough. But instead, what does he do? He reaches out. He says, let's come together. Let's support our veterans. Let's set aside the hurt, at least for a moment, and focus on something bigger than all of us. This, my friends, is what real leadership looks like. This is what it means to be a man of service. This is what it means to have integrity. Prince Harry, who has dedicated so much of his life to causes greater than himself, is using one of his proudest achievements, the Invictus Games, a source of hope and strength for wounded veterans and service personnel, as a bridge to reconciliation, a bridge to healing. And let me tell you something, that is not weakness. That is not some PR stunt, as the bitter mouths of the tabloid media would have you believe. No, that is courage, that is strength, that is love in action. And let's talk about those tabloids for a second, because you know they're already out there sharpening their knives. You know they're already twisting this beautiful gesture into something ugly. They're out there whispering that this is all for show, that Harry is calculating, that this is some grand strategy to manipulate public opinion. And I ask you, what kind of twisted mind do you have to see an act of peace and interpret it as war? What kind of cold, empty heart looks at a man trying to bring his family together for a cause as noble as Invictus and says there must be some hidden agenda? It's shameful, it's disgraceful, and it tells you everything you need to know about who the real villains are in this story, because make no mistake, the media doesn't want reconciliation. The media profits off division. The media feeds off scandal and heartbreak. They don't want Harry and his father shaking hands at Invictus. They don't want William and Harry standing side by side, applauding the courage of wounded veterans. No, they want the rift. They want the drama. They want the headlines that sell papers, that drive clicks, that line their pockets with blood money. And yet, here is Harry, standing tall, standing true, saying, enough. Let's focus on what really matters. And I want us to pause here and really honour what Harry has built with Invictus. Because Invictus isn't just a sports event, it's not just a competition. Invictus is a sanctuary, it's a community. It's a reminder that those who have given so much in service are not forgotten, that their wounds, seen and unseen, are honoured, that their strength is celebrated. And Prince Harry built that, through sheer dedication, through love, through passion. And now he is inviting his family, his father, his brother, to come and witness that, to come and be part of that, to come and set aside the grudges and the gossip for the sake of something pure and good. But, of course, the naysayers have to find something to complain about, and so they fixate on the so-called scheduling clash. Oh, because how dare Invictus coincide with Queen Camilla's 80th birthday, as if Harry planned this with some malicious intent, as if the entire calendar of an international sporting event designed to uplift the wounded had to revolve around royal birthday cakes and tea parties. Give me a break. The reality is this. Harry and the Invictus team planned this invitation carefully, thoughtfully, knowing how far in advance royal commitments are made, knowing how important it is to extend the olive branch in a way that is respectful and sincere. And still people want to find fault. Still people want to pretend that Harry is somehow the problem. And let's not forget the elephant in the room, security. Here is a man who has said, time and time again, that he will not risk the safety of his wife and children. And who could blame him? After everything we know, after all the threats, after all the vile rhetoric that's been aimed at Meghan, at Archie, at Lilibet, how could any father in good conscience expose his family to that without proper protection? But instead of addressing this very real concern with empathy, the media acts like Harry is being difficult, like wanting to protect your children is some outrageous demand. It's disgusting, and it's further proof that the system that should have protected Harry and Meghan from the start is more interested in preserving its own image than in doing what's right. But through all this, Harry remains hopeful. He remains open. He remains willing to forgive. He said it himself. There's no point in continuing to fight anymore. Life is precious. And isn't that the truth? Life is precious. Time is fleeting. And Harry knows this better than most. He knows what it's like to lose a parent too soon. He knows the cost of estrangement, of silence, of regret. And so he reaches out, not because he has to, not because it benefits him, but because it's the right thing to do, because that's who he is. So to those who want to paint him as the villain, look again. Look at the facts. Look at the man, not the tabloid caricature. Look at the father who just wants his children to know their grandfather. Look at the brother who just wants to heal the rift. Look at the veteran who just wants his comrades in arms to be honoured. That is the real Prince Harry. And that is the man we stand with here on Royal Sussex Squad. And let's send a message today. A message louder than any tabloid headline, stronger than any smear campaign. We stand with Harry. We stand with Meghan. We stand with Archie and Lilibet. We stand with the Invictus Games. We stand for peace, for love, for reconciliation. We stand against the lies, the hate, the cruelty. And we will not be silenced. We will not be swayed, because we know the truth. We see the goodness in Harry's heart, and we will shout that truth from the rooftops. Prince Harry to offer Prince William and King Charles new olive branch in the UK with special invitation. Sources close to the Duke revealed that the invitation's timing was carefully planned to accommodate Charles's practice of scheduling commitments up to 3 years ahead. Prince Harry is preparing to make a major public attempt at reconciliation with the royal family by inviting them to attend the 2027 Invictus Games in Birmingham. The Duke of Sussex will send an emailed invitation later this month, followed by a formal invitation, in what sources describe as the strongest indication yet of his desire to mend relations with the King and other senior royals. The Invictus Games are scheduled to take place at Birmingham's NEC from 12 to the 17th of July 2027. The Games are expected to bring substantial economic and social benefits to Birmingham. Prince Harry is preparing to make a major public attempt at reconciliation with the royal family by inviting them to attend the 2027 Invictus Games in Birmingham. Getty sources close to the Duke revealed that the invitation's timing was carefully planned to accommodate Charles's practice of scheduling commitments up to 3 years ahead. A source told the Mail on Sunday, Harry has agreed that Invictus should extend an invitation to his family. Invictus hopes the royal family will come along to support the wounded veterans taking part. Harry is hopeful his father will set aside their differences to attend the Invictus Games and support veterans. The source added, the royals have always been hugely supportive of Invictus and proud of what Harry has achieved in that arena. This is one olive branch from him which might be reciprocated. The invitation's recipients and wording have reportedly been approved by Harry, with emails to be sent to private secretaries at the palace. The extraordinary gesture has created a significant scheduling dilemma for royal aides, as the Games' closing date of the 17th of July coincides with Queen Camilla's 80th birthday, for which celebrations are likely already being planned. Questions remain about whether the Duke would bring Meghan and their children, 6-year-old Archie and 4-year-old Lilibet, to the UK for the event. Harry has previously stated he cannot bring his family to Britain without full police protection. Harry has previously stated he cannot bring his family to Britain without full police protection. Getty. Despite the royal family's historically strong support for Invictus, the scheduling clash presents a challenge should any members wish to accept the invitation. Harry's desire for reconciliation was evident in a BBC interview last month, where he expressed openness to repairing family relationships, despite acknowledging the hurt caused by his memoir Spare. There's no point in continuing to fight anymore, he said. Life is precious. The Duke added, forgiveness is 100% a possibility, because I would like to get my father and brother back. A spokesman for Invictus said, no formal invitations have been issued as preparations are in the early stages. So, I want you all to do something today. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think about this beautiful olive branch Harry is offering. Do you believe the royal family will respond with grace? Do you believe they will choose love over bitterness? And while you're there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and if you can, leave a super thanks. Because together, we are building a community that refuses to let the haters win. Together, we are keeping the light of truth burning bright. Thank you for being here. Thank you for standing with Harry and Meghan. And until next time, stay strong, stay kind, and stay royal.